Welcome back to Twisted Stitches. My name is Tammy. How is everybody doing? Happy New Year! Happy New Year! So today, I've got so much to talk to you guys about, and there's so much I want to do, but you know what? We're going to kind of get right into it because I have a lot of things kind of on my schedule that I'd like to talk about, and things that I just want to talk to you guys about, and things I want to show you. So it's been a pretty good week. I am glad Christmas is over. I hope you guys had a wonderful, magnificent Christmas. I am kind of relieved that the Advent portion is over with. I am exhausted from that. It was fun, but it was a lot. It was a lot. People who do an everyday podcast thing, I don't know how you do it. It took a lot out of me. I have all my, right in there, I put them all in a little bag. That's all my Advent yarns from Felicity Yarn Studio. I have them in there. I do have a pattern. I already bought it, paid for it. It's in my queue. I'm going to print it up. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about that and talk to you guys a little bit about all the research that I did on Advent makes and things like that, and some stuff out there that I'll share with you guys. And I will, of course, the stuff that I share with you, I will leave in my description box so you can find it easily, because I found some really cool things that some of you might be interested in. So I'm not going to take up too much of your time jibber jabbering like I like to do. I am so glad you guys are back, and you're back with me for a brand new year. It's 2021. Thank you guys for everybody who's been here with me and keeps returning. Thank you. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. And I left all my cards up here, which I am going to leave them up for the rest of this week, including my little tree dude over here. I don't know if you could see him. I did get 3 more cards, so let's jump into that. I want to give my shout outs because some of these, you know, they made it here. I think some of these made it here like Christmas Eve, and I didn't do really a podcast after that. I did my last unboxing for my Advent on Christmas morning, and I didn't include, you know, opening cards and things like that. So, and then a couple I got on, was the Monday after Christmas? Monday and Tuesday I got some more cards. So this card here is from Natalie, and Natalie is in Georgia. She's a friend of mine. Thank you, Natalie, so much. It is, I'm showing you the back of it right here. Look at that. I think this is handmade. It is so cute. I love all these I love the snowmen and stuff. Thank you so much, Natalie. I love it. It is so cute. Have a holly jolly Christmas. Thank you so much. I love it. So I want to put this up there, and I want you guys to have time to see it up there. So that's why I'm leaving it. This one here is from Judy. This is from Judy, and this is from Crochet Every Day with Judy. And she sent me this card. Thank you so much, Judy. This is beautiful. I love it. This is an original photo by Philip Western. So, Judy, is Philip related to you? Is that your husband? I don't know. But seeing I see the same last name, Judy Western, and the back of this photo says Philip Western, let me know, Judy. Is this your husband or your son or brother or something like that? Let me know. I'd love to find out. Love it. Thank you so much. And then I have one from Karen. Hi, Karen. How are you? And Karen is a yarn addict. We love Karen. Karen is probably as much of a yarn addict as I am. So she is my yarn sister. She is my yarn soul sister for sure. So this is from Karen, a yarn addict with Karen. You all know Karen. Oh, Santa Claus. I love Santa Claus ones. I love traditional cards too. I just love them. Thank you so much. Thank you, my Yarny sisters. Thank you so much, guys. I love them, and I will be hanging them up. Okay, so like I said, I found my pattern that I am doing for my minis, and I will insert a picture here. So this is the pattern that I'll be doing. It is called the Habitation Throw by Helen Stewart. Let me see, I wrote down a bunch of notes so I didn't forget. So that one is the Habitation Throw by Helen Stewart. That one was $5 something like that. So it came to be a little over $7. $7 and a little bit of change. I don't remember exactly, but it was basically $7. So what I had done is, you know, I'm a very new knitter. I don't have a lot of knitting experience. This whole year that passed that I kept saying I was going to do some knitting, I really didn't do as much as I wanted to. I only did a couple of hats really this whole year. So shame, shame, shame on me. So this year is definitely one of the things I plan on putting a lot more into this. And it's still going to be crochet. I love my crochet, and I have plenty of crochet things that I need to do and I will be doing, but I am going to be doing, putting a lot more knitting and doing a lot more knitting. Now, that being said, like I'm going to be putting this Habitation Throw on my needles. It's going to take me a while. I'll be surprised. I would be surprised if I got this done in less than 2 months' time. I'll be honest with you. And I still haven't decided with this if I'm going to make it a complete throw, you know, a complete like, you know, like a complete like lapgan type size throw, or if I'm going to make it just as wide as a thick scarf or as wide as like a wrap, because that's what I was thinking about doing too. I really kind of wanted to make a wrap or a shawl, but some of the patterns that I looked at looked a tiny bit difficult for me, you know, for a new knitter. So when I saw the Habitation Throw was suggested by quite a few people. Not only was it suggested by almost anybody looking for, if you go and you search Advent patterns for Christmas Advents, one of the first ones that comes up besides Amba O'Brien's stuff and Stephen West's stuff is a couple of Helen Stewart's, and one of the first ones that did come up was the Habitation Throw. I know it was very popular last year. A lot of knitters did the Habitation Throw. I actually talked to a friend of mine, Jackie, who I asked her, I said, do you think that this is going to be something I'm going to be able to do being a new knitter? And she said, by the looks of it, it looks like it'd be something that I'd be able to do. So I definitely want to do it. I am kind of one of those persons, I don't know if y'all know, but I kind of like when striping patterns go on a diagonal. I really like that look. There's something about it. I'm not real fond of stripes that just go back and forth or vertical or horizontal only. I am very much into diagonal stripes. Always have been. I love the look out of it. So this is technically a corner to corner type knitted. It's a corner to corner knit pattern. You know, it starts out where you start with just 3 stitches and then you work your way out, and then you do like on a corner blanket, one side increases, the other side decreases, so you maintain and you can make a rectangle shape, and then you decrease until you get back to your point. So this is that. I love that. I love that style. So I'm very, you know, but like I said, I don't know if I want to make it like a wrap, because I kind of like the thought of having something I could put on and wear out. You know, where you could wear it either as a wrap, where it comes down, like maybe it would come down to about here from like my neck down, or if I wanted to, I could scrunch it up and make it like a scarf, you know, that kind of thing. I tell you, there has been so many patterns that I looked at Some of the patterns were recommended by Jackie. She sent me a link to a blog post done by Pineapple Yarn, and they had a list of tons of Advent patterns that, well, not tons, but you know, a decent amount, a lot of different patterns that you could do with the Advent minis or Advent, or just, you know, a bunch of scraps. You could do it with scraps too. You don't have to have an Advent. You can just pull out a bunch of different yarns and just put them together in these patterns. And I mean, you could do that with anything, but I'm just saying for this, you can look up an Advent pattern and make the Advent pattern just using scraps or just pulling out different colors that you want. So some of the ones that really struck me, and I have them in my want to do queue, are, let's see, I have the Habitation Throw, which I am doing. I have the Adventurous Wrap by Amber O'Brien. I like that one. One that I really like even better than that was her Adventuring Wrap. It's Adventuring, Scarf, and Cowl, and Wrap. I guess it's all three. If I remember right, it's all three patterns in one. And I think that one is pretty good for a new knitter. I liked the way that one looks. As a matter of fact, if you look on Zoe with Felicity Yarn Studios podcast, she did this one and it really came out nice. I really like the way it came out. And then this year, if you look, last year a lot of Amber O'Brien's patterns were called Adventurous or Adventuring, with Advent as the first part of the pattern. This year, all her Advent type patterns are called Rad. Yeah, for this year, Amber O'Brien, the way hers are starting are Radvent, like Radvent instead of Advent, Advent. So this year, if you want to find some of the newer patterns by Amber O'Brien or Amba O'Brien, just look under Radvent. And one of them that is just awesome looking is her Radvent Cowl. I love the way that looks. So we have, I just went all crazy. I have so many here, and what I wouldn't want to do, because like I have some of the things that are in my queue is called The Outline by Beta Jizik. I think that's how you say her name. That's a free pattern. I have one called Fiddly Bits by Jana Pinoda. That's a free one. I have, of course, I put the Just Feel Festive shawl, which is a crochet pattern. I like that one. I don't know if I want to do it with an Advent. It's probably one that I would do with just getting a bunch of my different color yarns I have. I have a bunch of DK weight yarns. The Red Heart, it's Red Heart Fashion Soft last year. Hirschner's had a bunch of like Black Friday sales, like great sales. They had these 3-packs. Were they 3-packs or 5-packs? I think there were 3-packs. There were 3-packs. So there was 3 skeins of the DK, the Red Heart Fashion Soft. You had 3 in each one that you bought, and they were running one package, which had 3 in it. This is not coming out right. One package that had 3 in it, and they were only $5. So I have like a bunch of those DK weight. It's acrylic yarn, but they're just beautiful colors, and it's a really nice, soft acrylic yarn to work with. And I think like doing the Just Feel Festive shawl would come out really wonderful with that. It would be a little bit heavier than the weight that, you know, they suggest using for the Just Feel Festive. She used like an Advent, which was like fingering weight type yarns, but using a DK, I don't think it's going to make it that much different. It'd be a little bit bigger, I guess, probably. I'll have to, you know what, I think I might just do that. Not not for a while. I have other things I got to get done first, but I do want to do that sometime this year for next year to have it done. And I do want to use my Fashion Soft yarn for that. So, and I just want to just mix up a bunch of different colors and make it like an advent, you know, just make it all different kinds of colors. That is something that I want to get done this year. I have so much I want to do this year. Oh, so much, guys. So what I want to do is, because I have a huge list of free and paid for patterns, what I will do is I will leave links in my description box to a few of the ones that are like new knitter friendly and free that you could put in your queue if you want to. And that way it's up to you. If you want to look at them, you can. I'm not going to bore you to death with a bunch of different knitting patterns if you're here basically just for the crochet and you are not that interested in the knitting. Like, you like to see it, but you're here mainly for the crochet podcast portion. So that is something, like I said, I'll leave that in my description box. You all can go click through it, and if you see something and you want to put it in your queue like I have in my queue, then there you go, and it's easy for you to find. There was a lot of, oh my gosh, there was this one, I think it's called the Calico, hold on, I'll tell you the goes. I do gotta tell, yes. Oh my gosh, guys, you got to see this one. It's called the Calico Quilt Shawl by Samantha Troya. Troia. Troya. We're just going to say by Samantha T. So it's called the Calico Quilt Shawl, and I'll insert a picture here of the Calico Quilt Shawl. Oh my God, I love this. I love the way it looks. I kind of deep down, I really want to do that too, but I've already made my decision. See, guys, this is my problem. I have startitis, which y'all know that. You know, I like to start projects and just have a bunch of projects, and I'm always like, oh, I gotta get this done, I gotta get that done. I also have, I don't know if you all have this, hands, show of hands if you get this, regretitis. I get such bad regretitis. Unbelievable. Like, I do so much research because I'm always afraid that I'm going to do something and then I'm going to regret doing it. Like, I have my Advent up, you know, like I have my Advent yarns, and I said, I am going to do the habitation throw. And like, there's this part in the back of me that's gnawing at me going, well, what if you don't like it after you make it? Or what if you make it and you used all your yarn and then you find another pattern that you just absolutely love and you wish you had done that? You know, I am that person. So this is where, I don't know, that's probably where I get the problem of having startitis, because I have a bad case of regretitis. Like, I do it every time I make something, guys. You know, everything that you have seen that I have made, and I'll be like, oh, it's so nice. I do it, and I show it, and I like it. I'm not saying I don't like it, but then I see something like a day later, and I go, I wish I had done that instead. Why didn't I do that pattern instead of this pattern? It would have looked so much better with this yarn, or whatever the deal is. Or, oh, I could have used that color instead of this color. And I don't know, guys. I don't know. This is something I got to work on this year. Not having regretitis. I just have to make my decisions and go with it. That being said, I am going to be doing something. I'm going to be kind of hosting something that that I'm going to be doing, and if you guys want to do it with me, awesome. That would be so great, and I would love it, and it would make me so happy if you guys do. And then, of course, what I would like you to do, if you do this with me, if you would like put in progress pictures in my Facebook group and let us know how you're doing with it, and maybe even tag me on Instagram if you have Instagram, you know, hashtag me or whatever you got to do on Instagram. But what I have decided this year, because of wanting to practice my knitting more and just experimenting with stitches and learning new stitches with knit and even some crochet, although I can pretty much accomplish almost any crochet stitch, I think. I'm not saying I can, definitely, but I'm pretty confident in my crocheting abilities to pull off almost any crochet stitch. So, but with my knitting, of course not. I don't have that confidence at all. So what I was planning on doing this year, and I would love for you guys to do it with me, is do something that I'm calling hashtag twisted MAL, make along, twisted make along. Now, you don't have to crochet or knit. If you wanted to do something, if you do sewing or quilting, that's great. That's why I'm calling it a make along, a twisted make along. Because my plan is to every month, just one, I'm not going crazy because I'm not going to make my expectations through the roof and then be panicking every month trying to do, you know, more than one or two things. So I'm making squares. So every month I am going to do a new knitted stitch. All right, for instance, this month I am going to put on the needles. I'm just making small, like 6-inch squares, maybe a 12-inch if I really like the stitch or I feel like I need a little bit more practice. But I'm going to be making like 6-inch squares. And like this month, I'm going to just do a garter stitch square. Okay, just to practice, you know, my garter stitches and stuff like that. I may go and do something like garter and regular, also do the stockingette stitch with it. Like I may do like 2 knitted ones, especially if it's easy. Like I might do the garter stitch square. I might do a square garter stitch, and then I might do stockingette stitch, or like a combination of both, like, you know, the edges with the garter and then stockingette in the middle or something like that. And then I also might throw in a crocheted version. So like if garter stitch is the simplest stitch to make in knitting, then I would think that single crochet is the simplest crochet in crochet. Yeah. So what I may do is, like, you know, make the garter stitch and then make the stockinette stitch, and then make like a crocheted a single crochet one, a single crochet square. And then next month for February, maybe I will do, I don't know, I'm jumping a little bit, but like maybe I'll do cabling so I can practice knitting, cabling in my knit, you know, but then also do a cabled crochet a cabled square. Does that make sense? And then what I want to do at the end, I just want to have this mishmash of different, you know, like crochet and knit that I can put together in like a really cool looking throw. And I think that'll really come out kind of cool. Just a discovery of what would you call it? Like a, what do they call that when they mishmash art all together? And it's called a discovery of, y'all know what I'm talking about when they like put different types of paintings into one, and they call it, you would think that after all this month I would know what this was called, but you know what I'm talking about, guys. So what I want this throw to be is just a study of crochet and knit, you know, where I have a blanket or a throw with just different stitches and different, you know, different style crochet and knit. I just think that would be so cool looking. And I'm just gonna, and like I said, it's gonna be called the Twisted Make Along, and that's why it's twisted, because it's just like me. It's gonna have a mishmash of everything about it, and I think it's gonna be awesome. So what I want to do is every month I'm going to do a couple of squares. If it's really, really hard, if I'm having difficulty, because the knit square comes first. So that's my plan. I'm going to knit the square because my knitting needs the practice. And then if I have time, I'll crochet a square, and I'll get the crochet done, you know, throughout the month, whatever. But I want you guys to do the same thing. Pick something that you need to improve on, okay? So we'll do this together. So if you need to improve your crochet skills, then you find different crocheted stitches you want to practice, and then you do a couple of squares in your crochet. Or if you're like me and you want to do some knitting, or you can do both and you want to throw it together and have a mishmash type throw when you're done, like I'm gonna have. Like I said, I would love to see your makes, and I hope you guys will join me, and I will be showing it. It'll only be once a month, so it won't be like, oh, she's coming at me every week or something with it. It's just only gonna be once a month, okay? So I'm gonna be getting some of my squares done in the next couple of weeks, and I will show it to you before the end of this month. And then, like I said, and then at the end of this year, I'm going to put it together, and it is going to be, I can't wait to see how it turns out, what it looks like and how it turns out. And if I like the particular square that I'm working on, if if I find out I love cabling in knit or something, or I really want to do like a miter, is that what it's called? A miter square in knit. And I know you can also do a miter square in, crochet, so I figured I'd do one of each and then have them together. But if I really like it, maybe I'll do a couple of each of them. And then I want to do, like I said, the cabling, so we do a cabled crochet cable and knit cable and put them kind of together, so it's like, you know, exploring the two different kinds of stitch work. I think that'll look really cool. I don't know if it's been done. I don't know. I didn't research it. This just popped into my head last night, and I was like, I want to do this. So I hope you guys will do it with me, because I am super stoked about doing this. Okay, so that's it. That's what I'm just leaving you. I will leave, I'll just put down in my description box, join me for the Twisted Make Along, and I'll be updating more on that in the next couple of weeks. Okay, guys? So hope you're excited about that. So let's get on to... I'm moving quick. I'm sorry, guys. I know. I have some things I need to show you, so I want to keep moving. I'm going to show some enabling, and I'm sorry, guys. I had to do it. I had to. Her name is Tammie, and her Etsy store is called A Chick That Knits, and I'll leave the description in my description box. I'm not affiliated, nothing like that, blah, blah, blah. I just do it to make things easy for you guys, and because I like her store and I like her yarns. I have bought her yarns before in the past. So anyway, I digress. She was having a sale on her merino, cashmere, and nylon yarns. And after opening the advent with the merino, cashmere, and nylon, I love cashmere. I mean, I've had it before. I've bought cashmere before, but I just kind of got a little bit spoiled by it. But she had this on sale, and stupid me, I didn't jump in right away. I waited till the next morning, and by the next morning, this was the only two things that was left, or this is the only... This is all that was left. So this is what I picked up. Look at that gorgeousness. And I don't want it to blow out. I don't know why it's blown out today, but it is. But this particular colorway, here, let me get. This particular colorway is called Venice. And it's 80% superwash merino, 10% nylon, 10% cashmere with 425 yards. And I fell in love with this colorway, Venice. So I picked them up. They were on sale. So you guys, you got to favorite your Etsy shops, because when they have a sale like this, look at those colors. Oh my God. You know what? I couldn't resist. I had to get it. So thank you, Tammie. I love this yarn. It is gorgeous. Thank you so much. That is the enabling. That's all I did. That's all I bought. I think I did pretty good, seeing that I wasn't supposed to buy anything. I did that. I did do that. I just saw it and I was like, I have to have you in my life. So I will let it sit and brew in my stash for a little while till I figure out what I'm going to do with it. Right now, I've got a lot of things going on, so one of these days I got to go through all my yarns and put things together and make like, this is what I'm going to do with this, but I haven't done that yet. I have not. Oh, I was going to show you, guys, I forgot. Remember I was telling you when I did my Secret Santa and I was trying to figure out what that plasticky thing was, and then I kind of figured it out that it was a hat form, and I forgot to show you on Christmas morning. So let me show you now. Look, here it is. This is how it goes together. Now I have not used it or tried it yet. The only thing I can assume is this little round piece right here. See, it kind of comes off. I think, I haven't measured it. I don't know why I didn't measure it yet. But I think when you make your crown this size, like you make your crown, you increase to this size, then after you do that, it would be the perfect adult size cap. So what I want to do is, I do want to give it a shot. I want to give it a try to see if that works like that. I had seen on, I forget what podcast I watched, and it was a while ago, and somebody they were selling or they made a situation like this. It was a hat form, and on their hat form, they had like different sizes, you know, for kids, adults, men, women, teens, yada, yada. And it had markings for like where to stop if you're making a child's hat for a child, say 6 years old, and then here's where you stop if you're making it for an adult woman, yada yada. So I saw that, and I saw how she made hers, and then you crochet on her thing. She had markings where you crochet to a certain point, and then when you get to that point, it's like the perfect size hat. You don't have to measure, you don't have to pull out your measuring tape and determine if you have enough stitches, you know, your diameter is big enough, blah, blah, blah. So I think, like I said, but I think this is going to be just adult size. I don't think this is going to be for a kid, you know, like I don't know if there's any way to make it for a kid size or anything. So I am going to make a hat, and I'm going to use this only as my guide. I'm going to use basically an Aran weight, you know, a number 4 weight. And then I'm not sure how far down to go in here to make it. It does have, it doesn't really have markings. So what I figure I'll just do is just go down to like right about here. I'll just stop right before it comes together right here. So that's what I'm going to do. And then we'll see how it works out. How's that sound? So I will do that. I got a few things going on this week, so I'll have to do that. I might be able to get that done this week. So I'm going to give this a shot and see. So this is what that was. This is a hat form, I think. I mean, to me, it seems like it's a hat form. And that's what I think. I think that's how you work it. And I'm going to give it a shot, and I'm going to see how it works. And then I will let you know how this worked. Okay, so updates. I have not finished anything, but I do have a couple of updates. We are in kind of like I'm getting into the home stretch on the UFO blanket, the UFO challenge blanket that Natalie at Natalie's Closet. As you remember, I had frog back the whole entire thing. And how many of these did I have to wind up? Was it 7? Was it 7 that I had already put in initially? I can't remember. But this is the last one I got to put in, and I am totally up to, I will be totally have in all of the frogged skeins of yarn into this blanket so far. So I am probably a little over 1/3 of the way done on this throw. It's coming out really cute. I like it. I think it's coming out nicely. It's very busy, but that's fine. This is my blanket. This is going to be for me. You can see the stitch patterning a little bit, and you see the shell stitches there a little bit. But it's looking good, looking nice. Close up, you can see the pattern pretty good. Far away, to me, it looks just kind of like a jumbled gray and purple mess. I don't know. But like I said, I don't care. This is what I have left. And then I have this. Once I put this one in, I will be completely back to where I was when I frogged it. So I'm doing pretty good. I don't know. How much longer do you think I should make this? This is probably about, I got a little ways to go yet. If I hold it down at my feet, it comes up to my knees. So I do have a little ways to go yet. It's not going to be very wide. I was hoping it was going to be a little bit wider, but I think I'm going to put a border on it to make it a little bit wider. But like I said, it'll be a nice lapgan when I'm done with it. It'll keep me warm. It's got a nice weight to it. So doing well on this. We're moving along. I'm happy. I'm happy with the way it's moving. I like it because it moves fast. It's got those big stitches and it's got that big yarn and it's moving fast, unlike my next whip that I have to show you. Yes, I have been working on this. I have been faithfully devoting a couple of rows, not every single night. I can't say that. Like last night, I didn't work on anything. Last night, I decided to eat some dessert. And after I ate dessert, I got nauseous, and that was the end of the evening. So I did nothing else for the rest of the evening. So, but it doesn't look like I have done that much. But this is Riley's blanket. And yes, I have put a lot into this. It just, every time I look at it, I'm like, really? Have I really added anything to it? But I have. I really have, guys. It's just, you got to realize this is a fingering weight yarn. And there is like 220 stitches in each row. So, I mean, like by the time I get 3 rows done, sometimes by the time I get 2 rows done, I'm kind of like, that's enough for a little while. And then I've been working, I've been going back and forth, this and the other blanket. So I am trying to get this done. I don't know. I have quite a ways to go yet. I still have quite a bit of yarn to go, as you can see. And I plan on making this blanket until this is gone. So I think it's going to be a pretty good sized blanket when it's done. I'm not going to be putting a border on this though. I'm going to leave it raw edges like this, which I think actually looks really good. I think the edges are nice. I don't think it's got a horrible look to the edge. I think it's going to be perfect just like this. And so, but I am looking forward to getting this done because it is time consuming. It does take, a little bit more time, but I'm real happy with the way it's coming out. That is my update. That is my progresses. That's everything that I've done so far. So be on the lookout for my habitation throw, which I will be starting soon. Please join me for the Twisted Make-Along for, experimenting, making our little squares every month. If you want to, you could do just 1 square a month. It won't be a huge blanket when you're done. You might only have, if you only have 12 squares, you might just have a small child-sized blanket or a small lapgan or just, a study of stitching, a study of stitches. That's what it will be, the study of stitches, right? Maybe I got it this time. I don't know. Or, if you only make 1 a month because you don't want to devote too much time to it, you can make it a wall hanging if you wanted to. Or you could just take your squares and instead of actually making a blanket or throw or whatever out of it or a scarf, you can make a scarf out of it. If you just made 12 squares, that would make kind of a cool looking scarf. You could just frame your squares into a couple different frames and hang it up, and you could just call it your study of stitches. But please, guys, I hope you'll join me for the Twisted Make-Along. And look, I'll be working on that in the next couple of weeks, and I'll be showing my first square or 2 before the end of January. Oh my gosh, it's January 1st already, guys. So I feel like I'm forgetting something. I probably am, but I am going to call it a day for you guys. I'm going to call it a week. And that is it, guys. I'm so glad you joined me on this Friday for another podcast. I love you guys, and I hope I will see you guys next week. You guys take care of yourselves. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay creative. Love you guys. Bye.